Wait, try it again. Okay. Sit down here. Wait a minute. Well, there we go. Okay, bring that down, Matt.
Value inclusivity and diversity
Still
on
not
our...
hearing it. Why is that? So I think I'll mute, monitor. There we go.
Value inclusivity and diversity on our campus, and all of our events and our scheduled activities are going to adhere to our mission.
It went on to say that the principal, Val Wyatt, who said to a Ventura County Star, quote, with their political stance on gay rights and because of the students of Ventura High School and their parents will be at the event, they didn't want them on campus. Chick-fil-A has a history of supporting the school district with thousands of dollars. The owner of Chick-fil-A, Robert Schaefer, would gladly give the boosters 200 meals to back them. They said we're going to do that for that back-to-school event on Wednesday. But the school, once again, big issue. Anyway, the school was expected to raise $1,600 for that event. $1,600 they would have raised if they were allowed to do this. And what do you think? And a homework assignment at ISIS. Well, Fox analyst Lieutenant Ralph Peters will tell you that what he thinks they ought to do with ISIS.
Deal with Islamic State, these bloodthirsty, blood-drunken terrorists, is to kill them, keep on killing them, until you kill the last one, then you kill his pet goat. That's how you deal with it.
Imagine that. Now that's from a Fox analyst in a Fox News story in which he had said that. Right now, though, I was reading on Facebook, as a matter of fact, on a news feed on Facebook, that they are scattering about. There's a posting here, and I don't know how far up that was as to where it is. I'm trying to find it. It was on here just about 2 minutes ago, so I'm thinking it's probably been pushed down the line a bit. But the story posted said that they are scattered all over the place. They're like some kind of an army or somewhere there. And I'm going to find that story and bring it to you as soon as I can find it. But for now, that's pretty much what they're doing now. I'm looking at there's a couple of postings by the End Time Headlines about Alibaba surging for New York trading. And there's a food stamp system to go down across New Jersey. Oh boy, we're going to talk about some of these here throughout the afternoon here on GJRB Online, but that story I can't find, so I'm going to kind of search down when I do the scroll on Facebook, which we're going to do just a little later on here on the Gary Russin program. But that's the news for now, and yeah, how about that? What do you think about that? Do you think that's how to deal with ISIS? Yeah, some believe that should be what they do. I don't know, but I guess that's what they're saying. All right, I'm back here. Yeah, they turned the board off by mistake. Don't know what happened there, but oh well. All right, let's see. We're going to wrap up this segment with something that I thought was interesting here. I'm not sure if it's on here or not. It's immigration reform. And a homework assignment at a... Nope, okay, that's not it. Immigration reform. I'm going to go postpone that segment for the next part. Basically because I have some program change announcements that I had mentioned on the and I think that's 919 part 2, wasn't it? Okay, let me see. I think it's this one, right? And what do you think that we ought to do with ISIS? Okay, that was ISIS. All right. Well, I'm going to look for that piece. I know it was on there. Let me check my cuts here real quick. Well, let's see. Go back into my program. I'll go soundtracks as I'm looking for that segment on immigration reform, and I don't know what happened to it. Same newscast clip 4. Don't know. Okay, maybe it isn't on there. Let me check page 2. Maybe I don't know. I had it on there, but it'll have to be coming up on a regular session of the Best of Gary Russell program if I can't find it. I had it on the script, but I didn't mark down the clip number, so I don't know what it is. So I'm going to go ahead and postpone that piece until another show, which is coming up, because around the corner on our next segment coming up, we're going to use the last hour to 45 minutes on a very interesting predictions that our pastor did on our New Year's Eve party on New Year's Eve, talking about some dire predictions of 2015, including an economic collapse. And we'll talk about that in our final part of the Best of the Gary Russell program. So that's on the way on our last segment. I remember now, when I was putting this together, I said I wanted to do the immigration reform, but I decided to cancel it for this clip because it runs 45 minutes. And it's going to take up the final 2 parts almost. So, I'm going to end it here, and we'll pick up with that immigration reform segment on the next Best of Gary Russell program. So when we do our next Best of Gary Russell program, I'll have that on. But for now, we're just going to go ahead and go on with that and talk to you a bit. First of all, I want to thank everyone who's listening out there, who listened to our GJRB podcast update. Like it says, we have new program stuff coming up. The GJRB schedule update's going to happen more often. And we're going to have a new schedule coming up. Our Spring Spectacular. Swing Time coming up next month. Well, March. Yeah, March. March 21st and March 28th. March 21st, Swing Time, which has been postponed because I didn't get it done, but I got it done. So I'll be putting that together for you. That's coming up within next couple of weeks here. So I'm going to have that recorded. Now I'm gonna be recording that in production. Recording this today, the 19th. I'll be recording that in production tomorrow. I'll be working on my Swing Time show and my Up and Coming, and those will be ready for March 21st and 28th consecutively. March 21st is Swing Time upload. March 28th is Up and Coming. And that's the programs that have been way overdue since the fall. Okay? Way overdue since the fall. And the reason I haven't really had a chance to do it was because I've been busy with a lot of family activity and that. And, I get about maybe 4 or 5 hours in the studio getting this recorded or getting production done. So I work with the time I've got and put things together, but a lot of times I don't get them all completed. So, that being said, I'm going to be working on those, and I'll have those on for you on our next show. All right. Those will be coming up. My Swing Time show, and that's coming up the 21st and the 28th. I'm working on Bluegrass Jubilee, Gary J's Blues House. Those will be airing throughout the spring season programming. I've got that working out. I'll have those set up for airing during the summer. I've got a lot of good stuff coming up. I'll be podcast uploading. I'm tweaking my schedule. I found out that it works better if I write my program schedules and stuff in a pencil. Because at least with a pencil, I can kind of like move things around a little bit. I can erase, take out, put out, stuff like that. And fix things. So that's the best part of that. Pencil and eraser, the old-fashioned way, always the best way to do it, because otherwise, pen, you can't erase, you can't fix the few things that you want to put and put something else in there. So I like pencil better when it comes to writing my log. Really is better. I really do. Hey, coming up though, right now we're going to talk about what's coming up in our next edition of the Gary Wrestling Program. Well, for the next edition of the Gary Wrestling Program, which you probably will have just heard if you're listening to this podcast today, Saturday the 24th. Now, the next Gary Wrestling Program will be until after that, which I've got some really good stuff coming up. We're going to do more We're going to do more with that BHC Community Magazine. Remember that? Haven't done that in a while. Well, I've got a way to rig it up so that the VCR is plugged right here into the mixer, and I can play it for you directly live off the videotape without having to go through hoops. I like that part. I rigged that up the other day. I can do that, and that means that it'll be a lot easier for me to put together this stuff. It really is. It's going to be a lot easier because I don't have to, again, go through hoops to put stuff on from previous stuff I have on videotape and play you the audio, because it'll go right through the VCR, right on the air, right through the mixer. It's great. So I like that idea. I really do. It's going to be great. It's going to help. It's going to help matters much. All right. Well, that's going to do it. Be right back with more of the best of the Gary Wrestling Program in just moments. It's about time. Here it is. My view of sports will finally be revealed as I open up the sports page. I'll be talking about the Super Bowl. What did you think about it? We'll also be covering hockey, baseball, spring training's not far away. Also basketball, March Madness. It's going to be a page full of action, win or lose. It's Gary J's Sports Page, and it starts Tuesday, January 27th at 2 o'clock Central on GJRB. Attention, emerging bands and artists. Up and Coming is back, and on more often. I'm talking about the main show, featuring all genres. Send me your band's recordings or let me know where you're at, whether you're on SoundCloud, SoundClick, or Reverb Nation. And I will play them on Up and Coming. Listen for details on how your band can get on Up and Coming for Up and Coming podcast on GJRB's public site or live. Watch for announcements closer to the approaching air date. Up and Coming, uploaded as a podcast or live. Saturday, March 28th on GJRB. Another Radio Land coming soon on GJRB Online.